Yeah. So, Messrs. AM Enterprises had two departments, cloth and ready-made cloths. The ready-made cloths were made by the firm itself out of the cloths supplied by the cloth department. So here two departments, one is cloth department, another one is ready-made cloth. But here ready-made cloth so has to be manufactured, or they will manufacture by themselves by cloth supplied by cloth department. That is, from the output of cloth department they will manufacture ready-made garments at its usual selling price. Underline usual selling price means usual sale price. So that is for outsiders. Please share the screen. Yeah. So cloth department at its usual selling price. So from the figures, departmental trading and and profit and loss account for the year ended is as follows. From the following figures, departmental trading and profit and loss account for the period ended 31st March 2017. So now keep in mind. So here it is a cloth department, another one is ready-made department. So that is only here, my friends, what will happen? Cloth department alone will transfer the goods to ready-made department. So there is no inter-department transfer. Only one department will transfer to other department. So counter transfer is not there. Now, opening stock on 1st April. Opening stock on 1st April. So opening stock 1/4/2016 is 31,50,000 and 5,32,000. Purchases 2 crore 10 lakh and 1,68,000. So look out here, purchases is very less. Purchases is very less because everything will be supplied by cloth department. Only maybe miscellaneous product alone they will purchase. Silly. Sales 2 crore 31 lakh and 47 lakh 25,000. Manufacturing expenses is 6 lakh 30,000. Selling expenses is 2 lakh 10,000 and 73,500. Rent and rates 8 lakh 40,000 and 5 lakh 60,000. Stock on 31st March 2017. This is closing stock. Stock on 31st March 2017, 21 lakh and 6 lakh 72,000. In addition to the above, the following information is made available for necessary consideration. The stock and the ready-made cloth department may be considered as consisting 75%. Look out, the stock in the ready-made garment, that's the ready-made department, the second department, cloth department may be considered as consisting of 75% cloth and 25% other expenses. That means 75% is stock from cloth department, and 25% is other. That means on this there is no URP. Only this is for URP, unrealized profit, only on stock supplied by cloth department. So it has the margin. The cloth department earns a gross profit of 15% in 2015-16. General expense 2015-16. That means this is a previous year. So that means this is an indication there is a opening stock reserve. I have to attack receiving department. That is a ready-made department. Transferring department margin. So therefore, transferring department is cloth department. For that 15% is a gross profit. So that is for opening stock. Now, general expenses in the business as a whole. General expenses in the business as a whole. Yeah, it is not departmental wise. So therefore, 10,85,000 I will charge in general P&L. I will take in general P&L because even allocation basis also they have not given anything. Even allocation ratios also not given. General expenses. So even allocation basis also not given. Therefore, I will charge completely in a company's P&L, which is general trading and P&L account. Now, to start with, so for the solution, yeah, solution. So question number 8, page number, whatever it might be, write down solution. 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 So now, so how many attendees are there? 45. So solution. So please open departmental trading and P&L account. Departmental trading and P&L account. Departmental trading account. What they asked, it has to prepare. It should be prepared. So departmental trading and P&L account. Departmental trading and P&L account for the year ended, for the period ended 31st March 2000, 31st March 2017, 31st March 2017. Now, so here I required to start with departmental trading and P&L account format. Start with particulars and department is cloth department ready-made department. So particulars. So cloth and ready-made. Cloth and ready-made. To start with, opening stock. To opening stock. Opening stock. So in this problem, opening GP is given. So therefore, that is the indication there is an opening stock reserve, but that is only for general P&L, not in a departmental trading account. So therefore, so opening stock. So as it is given independently, they have given as it is taken down 31,50,000 and 5,32,000. 5,32,000. 5,32,000. Next, to purchases. To purchases 2 crore 10 lakh, 2 crore 10 lakh and 1,68,000. 1,68,000. Yeah. So then sales transferred by transferred to ready-made cloth department. So therefore here also to write it as to transfer to ready-made department. So only for cloth it is transfer to ready-made department is 31 lakh 50,000. Correct? Sorry. So friends, I'm sorry. It is credit side. First write it as buy sale. Same 31 lakh. Let us write it, but it is transferred from, instead of ready-made, write it as a cloth department. It is a purchases. For a cloth department, it is a purchase 31 lakh 50,000. 31 lakh 50,000 is a purchases. So it is a sales for cloth department. Therefore, first let us write it as sales. 2 crore 31 lakh and 47 lakh 25,000. So then by transfer to ready-made department, cloth department 31 lakh 50,000. So this is this amount, my dear friends. Here transfer, here it is sale, it is purchase. In one place it is a sale, another place it is a purchase. Yeah. So sales is done. Now let us go to manufacturing expense, direct expenses, debit side, to manufacturing expenses, which amounts to only for ready-made department, it is 6 lakh 30,000. 6 lakh 30,000. 6 lakh 30,000. Selling expense is a P&L, rent and warehouse is a P&L respectively given. So then stock, closing stock. So by closing stock, it is a 21 lakh and 6 lakh 72,000. 6 lakh 72,000. Yeah. So that's it. So leave a line space and balance your trading account. That's it. So then balance your trading account. So you get to gross profit. Transfer to departmental P&L account, which amounts to 42 lakh and 9 lakh 17,000. 9 lakh 17,000. 9 lakh 17,000. Continue with in a P&L. Continue same in a P&L. So starting with by gross profit, which is 42 lakh and 9 lakh 17,000. So then debit side to selling expenses, which amounts to 2 lakh 10,000 individually given and 73,500. 73,500. Then to rent and warehouse, 8 lakh 40,000 and 5 lakh 60,000. 5 lakh 60,000. 5 lakh 60,000. So that's it, my dear friends. So till here, so nothing extra things to be done. Till here, nothing extra things to be done. Only in a general P&L, what we're supposed to calculate unrealized profit, there only working notes is playing. Yeah. So please balance and get me the net profit. Net profit. Net profit. So transfer to general P&L. Transfer to general P&L, which amounts to 31,50,000. 31,50,000 and 2,83,500. 2,83,500. So once this is over, now we have to go for general P&L account. General profit and loss account. General profit and loss account. So here just general profit and loss account just for few line items. So here, first, my dear friends, I required in this problem they have given opening stock reserve. Therefore, first I require to compute what is opening stock reserve. Thereafter, I have to credit what is current year net profit from the trading P&L. Thereafter, remove closing stock reserve and expenses. So I will get the answer. So therefore, particulars and amount. Particulars and amount. Yeah. So to start with, first is by stock reserve. So look out how it will come. Just for your information, I will compute under this stock reserve account. Stock reserve account, small stock reserve account, I will compute and show for you. So stock reserve or unrealized profit account. So how it will work, just for your information, I will compute and show. So how it's appearing as a opening balance, so that I will compute. So now, so what by stock reserve opening will come. So thereafter by departmental P&L account. Departmental P&L account. Under that cloth department. Another one is ready-made department. So copy from P&L. So it is 31,50,000 and 2,83,500. So opening stock reserve I supposed to compute. So thereafter you will get what is the closing. So this side general expenses are there, my dear friends. Therefore to general expenses, since allocation is not given, I am taking in a general P&L which is 10,85,000. So then I have to closing stock reserve. Stock reserve URP. So this you have to go for working note. This is opening URP and closing URP. So if I remove that, so balance what you get is your to net profit. So this is what net profit transfer to balance sheet. Now how much is only working is I required is opening. What is the gross? What is the stock I required in total? So now, my dear friends, opening gross profit I can find, because they have given opening gross profit is 15%. And while reading the question, you come to know that in a ready-made department, so whatever stock is available, out of that 75% is supplying from cloth department. 75% is supplying from cloth department, and balance 25% is its own cost. And balance 25% is its own cost. Yeah. So therefore, so here we have to compute what is that on opening balance, what is 75% we have to compute. So thereafter we have to actually do it. Now let's go for working note under this. Under this now let's go for working note. Working note. Working note number 1, computation of opening unrealized profit. Opening unrealized profit. So what we call it as a stock reserve. Yeah. So now, so they have given my difference. So GP ratio. So what is previous year? So opening stock of ready-made department. So opening stock is how much? Opening stock of ready-made department is 5,32,000. 5,32,000 is the opening stock. Correct? Out of that, so what is proportionate stock of cloth department at 75%. So which amounts to 75%. So therefore 5,32,000 into 75%, which amounts to 3,19,000. So GP ratio, gross profit ratio of cloth department is 15%. This is for 2000, for which year? It is 2015-16. 15-16. Therefore, this is for previous year. So therefore, opening stock reserve. Opening stock reserve is equal to 3,99,000 into 15% is a gross profit. Therefore, it is on sales. Directly you can apply 15%, which amounts to 59,850. 59,850 is the opening stock reserve. So now come and update in your stock reserve account. So buy balance brought down. Yeah. So buy balance brought down. Opening stock reserve might be 59,850. This should be stock reserve. Correct? So immediately previous year stock reserve, what I supposed to do? I have to credit to the P&L. I have to recognize as an income. So therefore, immediately here to general P&L 59,850. 59,850. So actually this is opening. This is actually 1,416. So this is immediately same day. Yeah. Now this whatever you have written here, that will come in general P&L account. So 59,850. 59,850. So this is working note number 1. Working note number 1. This is how opening stock reserve posting. So now let us go to the current year. So current year GP ratio they have not given. Yeah, only previous year 15% that we have taken. So current year really I don't know what is current year. We don't know what is exactly. Yeah, current year what is the profit? Gross profit I don't know. Therefore, to compute closing stock reserve, we have to go for working note number 2. Working note number 2. Computation of closing unrealized profit. Computation of unrealized profit. Correct? So here my difference. So closing stock is given, proportion can take, but GP ratio I supposed to compute. So same pattern I will follow. So what is closing stock of ready-made, closing stock of ready-made department. So what they have given closing stock is 6,72,000. So out of this, what is proportionate stock of cloth department? Proportionate stock of cloth department is 6,72,000 into 75%. So they said 75% is the other department stock. Therefore, 6,72,000 into 75%, which is 5,04,000. 5,04,000. Next is profit. Gross profit ratio. Correct? So gross profit ratio here we supposed to compute gross profit ratio for year 16-17, that is here, correct? So they have not given, but we supposed to compute. So gross profit is equal to GP divided by sales into 100. So this is what we are going to use it. So here gross profit. So check out gross profit of the cloth department is 42 lakh, GP ratio, not NP. 42 lakh divided by sales, correct? Here sales includes two types because whatever transferred to other department, that is also at sale price. Therefore, normal sales is 2 crore 31 lakh plus department transfer to ready-made department, which amounts to 31 lakh 50,000. 31 lakh 50,000. Therefore, so into 100, if you do it, so your GP ratio is 16%. Your GP ratio is 16%. Your GP ratio is 16%. So therefore, now, so closing unrealized profit is equal to, so 5,04,000 into 16%. So 5,04,000 into 16%, which amounts to 80,640. So I have to attack ready-made receiving department. Out of that, 75% is a department. So therefore, how much stock is there? Out of that, 75 represents other department stock. Therefore, on that stock, cloth department's margin I have to eliminate. Yeah, cloth margin has to be eliminated. Therefore, now come to place. Now it is 80,640 is the closing stock reserve. So please come and write in your lookout. Stock reserve. What is the entry for closing stock reserve? What we have given is general P&L account debit. General P&L account debit, which is 80,000. What do you get? 80,640. 80,640. So here by P&L 80,640. This is how it will run. So this what we computed is from working out number 2. So here also working out number 2. So now you can balance net profit. So here in a stock reserve, suppose if it is there, so this is how it will run. To balance carried down 80,640. So like this previous year, like this it would have been carried forward. That's how I have taken as a opening balance, by balance brought down. Correct? So immediately when opening balance is there, immediately I have to transfer to, it has to be transferred to general P&L. So now if you balance, you will get net profit. Net profit is 23,27,710. 3,27,710. Yeah, so this is question number 8. Question number 8. Question number 8. Question number 8. Got it? Now, come to question number 11. So, any doubts in this, my dear friends? Any doubt? Any doubt? Those who have joined the later part or whomsoever. So, let us give the chance for them to ask a doubt if they have. Yes. So, attendees are 50. Only 50. Yes. So this is question number 8, what we solved as of now. Question number 8. Question number 8. So this question, what we solved, question number 8, is from Group 2 old practice manual. In that question number 10. In that question number 10. Group 2 old practice manual, old syllabus practice manual. Question number 10, page number 7.16. Yeah. Now let's go to the next question. Sir, doubt. Why are we taking the sales made by ready-made cloth department also? So why not only cloth department? So we have not taken sales made by ready-made, my dear friend. Check out. I have taken cloth department GP ratio I have to find. Yeah, Sam. Cloth department GP I supposed to find. So for cloth department, so external sale plus other department sale, both are sales for him because he has transferred interdepartment transfer also at usual gross profit. That is a usual sale price. Usual sale price. So therefore we have calculated GP ratio of sending department because on receiving department stock I have to eliminate sending department as a transferring department margin. So therefore the department which has been transferred, that department GP ratio I required. That's what we found out. Yeah. Come to question number 11. Question number 11. Question number 11. Yeah. So now look out. So Messrs. Suman Enterprises has 2 departments: finished leather and shoes. Finished leather and shoes. Correct? Like a dependent. Shoes are made by firm itself out of the leather supplied by leather department at its usual selling price. Usual selling price. Same thing. Correct? So now here cloth department and ready-made. From cloth department stock he will take and they manufacture. Like this here, leather one department. From the leather only, shoes also they will manufacture in a second department. From the following figures, prepare departmental trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2017. Yeah. Now opening stock is given, purchases, sales, transfer to shoe department. So that is from here. So only this will transfer. Manufacturing expense also given, selling expense also given, rent and warehousing also given, stock. This is closing stock also given. Correct? Closing stock. The further information are available for necessary consideration. The stock in shoe department may be considered 75% of leather and 25% of the other expense. Correct? So this is same as what we solved. 75% is 75% of the stock consists of other department stock. Other department stock. On this only you. Then the finished leather department earned gross profit of 15% in 15-16. Correct? So this is 16-17. Financial year is 16-17 is current year. So therefore this is opening. Opening sir, or it is a previous year GP. Previous year GP ratio. So this is for opening URP. Opening URP. That is on opening stock into 75% into 15% if you apply. This is what URP opening. Next, general expenses as a business as a whole 8,50,000 you have to charge in general general P&L. Correct? So anything is difference? Anything is difference? Anything is difference? Yeah. Anything is difference? No. Correct? So therefore, why can't you take it as a homework? Homework. So for this, solution is there in your book, page number 12.16, your study material. Your study material, page number 12.16. In that, answer is there. In that, answer is there. Yeah. So therefore, now come back to question number 9. Question number 9. Question number 9. So just a minute, my friends. I will send the solution for them. Yeah. So let us come back to the question number. Come to question number 9. So from here, my dear friends, for question number 9, we have to discuss method C. Sorry, method B I have to discuss. So therefore, open your theory notes. Open your theory notes. Method C. Open your theory notes. Method C. Method C. Sorry, method B. I'm sorry, method B. Method B, departments which are not interdependent. This is, my dear friends, heading is method B. Method B, departments which are not interdependent, departments which are not interdependent, hyphen centralized purchase, department which are not interdependent, but it is a centralized purchase. Yeah. So now, my dear friends, in a department method A and C, correct? A, B, and C, 3 category we did. So B, what we are discussing now, correct? So therefore, I will eliminate. So in method A, so how we find profit? So profit of departments by preparing normal trading and P&L account. Here also trading and P&L account. Correct? So here how we same trading P&L, but here departmental wise. So here department wise I prepared in a method A and method B. Method A and method C. So how we prepared, like departments A, B, C. So A, B, C, A, B, C. So here also same A, B, C, A, B, C, like 3 columns. So if it is the departments are there, like this we prepared. And here, in departmental wise, suppose if you want to company as a whole, you want, so then either you can stop here, or if you want company as a whole, general P&L account you prepared. So here you will consolidate A, B, and C. If any general expenses, if it is there, you will deduct. Correct? Here there is no interdepartment transfer. Same thing here also. General P&L account. So A, B, C. But here the story is additionally here is additional is interdepartment stock transfer and URP. Correct? So here either it is a stock transfer will be there, here also transfer will be there, that is additional. And in general P&L, so opening stock reserve and closing stock reserve, these are the additional. Correct? So that means here, if I am not wrong, in these 2 methods to find profit or loss, profit or loss, we prepared trading and P&L account in columnar form. Correct? We have prepared trading and P&L account in the columnar form. Got it? But my dear friends, in this method, I am not going to prepare in this format. Correct? So how it will work, let me tell you. So look out. It is like example, this is how it will work. Just let me tell you. It is like, my dear friends, it is centralized purchase. Correct? So it is one place purchased. Central warehouse or centralized purchase. Correct? So this department, what they will do, this department, suppose if it is there may be this department from central warehouse to department A. From there only it will go to department B. From there only it will go to department C. Department C means outlet. Let us keep it as an outlet. Correct? It is a centralized purchase. It will go to departmental outlets. Now, centralized purchase, so this may place the order. Purchase order, whatever it might be. Correct? But actually sales and all will not be done here. Sales will be, this is purchase place. So this is sales end. This actually the sales place. Sales. This is what the sales counters. Now, imagine either it may place the order to supply either like this. It supplies to here and it will transfer to departments. Correct? Or it may say directly you supply to department, respective department, either A, B, C, whatever it might be. Correct? But everything accounting usually it will be done in centralized place. Correct? Since as a head office or as a concerned centralized department, so I have to keep in control of how much is department A, department B, department C, how they are performing independently. Correct? So I can't prepare in a trading, that is like in a columnar form. So here it is for each individually I supposed to prepare the account. Moreover, my dear friends, here suppose if a centralized warehouse, suppose if it is there in Bangalore. Imagine, and this is there in Mysore, and this is there in Hyderabad. Here it is there in Hyderabad, or within the same locality. Let's keep it. So one is Bangalore, Mysore. Another one is let's make Hubli. Now, here in a Bangalore, competition is high. Correct? In a Bangalore, many malls are there, so therefore competition is high. In a Mysore, moderate, not high. In a Hubli, almost like rural peoples are there, so might be it is like low competition. So there is no monopoly. There is no competition. It's like monopoly. Imagine. So here, since it is a Bangalore, because of competition, so people are educated. If I charge more, they will not purchase. Correct? Status, that is separated, but people, the mindset. So therefore, for this department, I can send at whatever the cost, I purchase, what is the cost, that let it be But for this department, I may add 25% profit. I may send the goods at 25% profit. Correct? But for Mysore, it is a moderate competition. Therefore, I can send at 40% profit. Cost plus profit. Profit is cost plus 40% profit. Then for C, that is at Hubli. So for that, I may send at cost plus 50% profit. Cost plus 50% profit. So therefore, each department will work at different margins. Each department will work at different margins. Correct? So all accounting will be taken care at centralized place. So therefore, in the books of in our book, suppose if it's a central warehouse, in this book, I have to maintain A account separately, A books separately. Yeah. So then that is A for A, how much stock I sent at what price. Correct? On that, how much is profit? On that, how much is stock? What is the gross profit, etc., etc. This and all I have to record in A separately. Separately A. Correct? Next, like separately for B, I say I have to separate what is the cost of goods and that invoice price and its margin I will record. Correct? From that department, how much is the profit? So this and all to find out that separately I will maintain. Like for Hubli, that also at how much goods I have sent, how at what price, so and what is the profit or loss in order to keep the track separately I will maintain. So that means it will be maintained in a central warehouse or central place, but it is different because of this central place accounting. The control is more. Control is more is required, risk is high. If it is their respective place in a normal case, in a normal trading P&L account, I can prepare. But here, it is not possible. It is not possible. So each and every department, we have to keep a detailed control. Correct? So now, after understanding my reference, keep in mind, so central warehouse, it is a cost. Here, 100 is the cost. Suppose whatever is purchased. For each department, it can send at invoice price at a different prices, different margin, it can be added. Correct? So each department we have to keep intact in separately. Each department we have to keep in track separately. Yeah. So now let us go for dictation. Please start. Please start. Under this, start writing. Start writing. Start writing. In this method, or situation hyphen accounting is done. Accounting is done through the following accounts. It is done through the following accounts. So under that, start writing. First one, number one, memorandum or departmental stock account. It is nothing but departmental stock account. That is for the stock purpose, to control the stock. How much goods I sent, for that control purpose, I require this account. Memorandum stock account. Write down. To keep record of departmental purchase, different at invoice price, comma, record sales and carry forward unsold stock. Carry forward and unsold stock. Next, let us go to the second account. So in this first account is what? Departmental stock account. In order to keep the record of stock, how much is purchase, how much is sales, and how much is unsold stock, which is nothing but closing stock. Unsold is nothing but closing stock. But here it represents at invoice price because I have recorded this stock account at IEP, invoice price. Invoice price. Therefore, here look out, purchases what I record, that is also including margin. At invoice price I will record. Sales anyway at invoice price. Therefore, at invoice price it is deducted. So balancing figure what the closing stock represents, that's also at invoice price. Keep in mind. But as per AS2, inventory should be valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower, so that we will achieve the target. So as of now, this is the thing. Now let's go to the second account, departmental markup account. Departmental markup account, it is nothing but this is for loading element on stock. So whatever you have added, loading element, profit element, for that departmental markup account will be maintained. So write down for recording loading, that is markup. Markup means, my difference, it is a loading, profit markup, comma, carry forward of unrealized profit and ascertainment of gross profit. Ascertainment of gross profit. Correct? So it indicates that, my dear friends, in this problem, for stock reserve, I will not pass journal entry. I will calculate, that's all. I will not pass journal entry. Correct? So let me show you how it will work. So first is, for example, department stock account I will open. Departmental stock account. Just imagine, departmental stock account I will open. Correct? Next, departmental markup account I will open. Yeah, markup account I will open. So just these two accounts, just let me keep you intact. Imagine 100 rupees is the cost and 50% is my margin. So therefore, what is invoice price? 150. Therefore, stock at invoice price 150 I will record. First, since it is a purchase of stock, therefore it is an inflow of stock. Stock will increase. Therefore, I will debit 150 rupees at invoice price. Correct? So imagine sales made for, there is a closing stock 30 rupees is there, and sales is, for example, 120. Correct? So this should tally. That means this closing stock is also appearing at invoice price. So now the moment when I open, my difference, when I open this stock account, what I do, markup account on this, look out, 100 rupee worth of stock. What is our loading? 50 rupee. Correct? That loading alone, I will keep in one account, separate account called. So hereby departmental stock margin loading is 50 rupees I will keep. Loading is 50 rupees I will keep in a separate account. So now imagine, out of that, whatever is there, 120, that let it be sales. But on this 30 rupees, on this 30, I will reverse 2 balance carried down. 2 balance carried down is nothing but 30 rupees is the closing stock into, out of, for 100 rupee, for 150, in that 50 divided by 150 is the loading. So therefore, your 10 rupees is your unrealized profit. So therefore, that will be carry forward. That means balance 40 rupees is the realized profit, which is called as to, this is what, gross profit. This is what, to GP, transferred to P&L. So from there, P&L will go in P&L. Expenses I will remove. Friends, are you understanding how it will work? To find the profit. Got it? Just this is departmental stock at invoice price and markup account only for the profit element. So on that closing stock, I will take the closing stock which is not realized. On that unrealized profit, what is there, that I will balance and carry forward in a departmental markup account. Yeah. So balance is realized profit that will go to P&L account. Now come to third account, third ledger account, which is called as departmental P&L account. Departmental P&L account, not general P&L, departmental P&L account. Even now it is a departmental P&L account. Departmental P&L account hyphen for ascertainment of net profit. For ascertainment of net profit of department. Net profit of department. These are the three accounts. Got it? So from a departmental P&L, whatever profit comes, that will be transferred to general P&L. Got it? So how many ledger accounts we will open in case of method B, centralized purchase? It is not directly trading P&L account, directly open in a column or form. So here detailed control is required. So therefore I will open with three ledger accounts. Number one, how much stock I have sent, etc. In order to keep the stock control, I will open departmental stock account. Yeah. Thereafter, in order to keep the loading, so profit element in control and to reverse to calculate unrealized profit and all, I will open one loading account separately on this stock, whatever I sent on that loading. So because in a departmental trading account, I can't merge. Yeah. So because for each department, I would have loaded, that is, I would have sent the profit different. So therefore, for each department, what is the loading? For that control I require, therefore I will open one profit account separately. Yeah. So it is like my reference, sir, what is markup? Markup means my lookout 100 rupees is my cost. For that, if I add, for example, if I add my profit is plus 50 rupees is my profit margin, 50 rupees, correct? Now 100 rupee worth of goods, I have added 50 rupees. Therefore, it is what happened, marked up means increased. So now it is marked up price means sale price. Marked up, so that means it is nothing but sale price or invoice price. So same thing if it's a marked down means reduce the price, that's the meaning. Got it? Marked up means increase, so increase by way of profit, so that's what we call it as markup. Marked up markup price means it is a increased with profit, cost plus profit put together is a price, what we call it as markup price. Yeah. So these are the three accounts what we are going to use, my dear friends. So for this three ledger accounts, so we have to go for journal entries. Yeah. So now, so take a break of 15 minutes, assemble back at 8:20. 8:20, let us start with 8:20. Let us start with journal entries. So here and after, just what we require to go with journal entries. Journal entries. So here, these are the three accounts which I open, my dear friends. Look out for each department. I will open each department. Here I will open. One is departmental stock account. Another one is markup account. Another one is P&L account. For each department, I will open. Yeah. In a P&L, what gets, that is departmental P&L profit. So that completely, that all three will come to general P&L account as same. So for each department, I have to open this three accounts. It is not like previous methods like trading P&L directly. Yeah. So here for each department, how much goods I sent at invoice price on that loading and profit of respective department, I have to maintain separately. Yeah. So take a break of 15 minutes. So please assemble at 8:20. 8:20, I will resume back.